Hey everyone, welcome back to Blakeslee Acres. I'm Joe. Today we're doing a pretty cool video. We're doing a collaboration video on pig breeds that we're raising. Along with me, there's Kyle from the Backwoods Butcher, of course. We have Tyler from EVERGREEN's farm, Cruz from BMILLS farm, back. And also joining us we have Tiffany from Backyard Butchery, and she also owns Freeland Farms. So as usual, we'll have their videos in the description below, so you guys can go right over and watch those. And yeah, we're pretty excited. So starting off, if you haven't seen my videos before, behind me we got this big sow here and that sow right there. They are half Mangalitsa with Berkshire, a little bit of Hamp, and Old Spot mix. Predominantly Mangalitsa. And then we got the one sow's son right there next to her. You can see he looks pretty similar, just a little bit smaller. He is half Mangalitsa mixed with what his mom is, and his dad had some Idaho pasture pig. It was a boar I had last year. We have the other two feeders here, you can see right there, and that gilt up there. They are Old Spot cross. They had a few different things in there. So we bought these this year to fill out our orders for feeder pigs. These are the last two out of the group, and this feeder here that need to be processed so far. I had the little hiccup with my breeding program this year. This big Mangalitsa cross sow, she has not bred back in one of my blue buck gilts, which they are down in the barn. She did not breed back again, I do believe. So we're going to be processing both of them. So we're going to be processing both of them, and I am actually considering keeping this Old Spot cross gilt just to fill in the gap. I've got some other genetics I've got lined up that I'm going to be playing with. I'll talk about later in the video. And one last one that we haven't talked about yet is our new boar. His name's Mr. Pig. The kids named him. He is 50% Berkshire, 50% Duroc, and he's been an awesome boar. Temperament, he's given us 1 litter from our Mangalitsa cross sow, and what a difference in the genetics just having that cross versus this guy here. I'm going to be processing two of these guys this week, and I'm going to be doing a side-by-side comparison video on those. Because they're within a month's difference in age. So we're going to be taking the weights, fat. We're going to look at the size of the pork chops, the marble, and the whole 9 yards on those two to get a comparison of a Mangalitsa versus Old Spot, maybe commercial cross pig. They got some heritage bloodlines mixed in with them also. So yeah, we're going to be covering a little bit on each one of these breeds in this video and talking about why we raise them, what we're looking at for our program. I'm not going to get into huge details on these breeds because there's other people that are doing this that have less genetic diversity in their herds that can really pinpoint on the breeds better than I can. We're not looking at doing purebreds anytime soon. If we do, it'll probably be Berkshires, maybe Herefords, hint hint. So yeah, we're looking forward to this video. We'll be doing more of a breakdown. I'm going to get video of the blue butt sow and the blue butt gilt that's down in the barn. The sow's due to have piglets anytime, just playing a waiting game now. That's a problem with running a boar on pasture like this. You never see when their exact breeding dates are. You can try to guess and hope they took when you did see him, but right now I'm running into the problem. He was fairly young when I put him in with them, so Yeah, he's a young boar. I think he's coming up on a year old, and he's produced 1 litter for me. I think I had another guy that borrowed him. He produced 2 or 3 litters for him, and he's got his 4th or 5th litter on the way now. But we're running our pigs in this pine tree grove that was planted here on our property. We're going to be doing some different stuff with that, and we're going to be changing up a little bit of stuff on our pastured pig operation here. So it'll be a good one. It'll be fun. Glad to have these guys back and add Tiffany to the mix with these collabs. We're trying to grow this and have build a little bit of a community here on the YouTube, and Kyle and Tiffany are doing TikToks, and I think they got Instagrams. I'm not sure all the handles. You can find those on their channels. But as always, just follow along and see what we got to say about these breeds. So this is our bred blue butt sow. Her name's Susie. I got these 2. This is the other gilt that I'm pretty sure did not breed again. So yeah. All right, so you guys got to see each one of the pigs that we have. A lot of crosses. We don't have any purebred animals on the farm right now. I'm okay with crosses. I'm not breeding to produce registered breeding stock for anyone. My sole purpose on my farm is to produce feeder pigs that I can sell as piglets to people, and I can raise on my own farm that I want to start ramping up and producing more of those. So starting with my goals on my farm, of course every farm's goals are going to change over time, but with pigs, now that I've bred and raised pigs, I've been raising pastured pigs for close to almost 10 years on and off. I've only been breeding 2 years now, so I'm still new to the breeding, but I've got some changes I'm making with the breeds I'm using and the specific pigs. So to start, we're going to do like a quick breed breakdown of all the breeds that I've got composed in my herd. So Berkshire, we're trying to transition over to more Berkshire blood. They are a medium to large pig with black, with white markings, which vary. Their meat quality is said to be superb. I have not personally tried Berkshire meat, but I know plenty of people that have raised them and tried it, and they said it's next to none. They're supposed to be great foragers, mothers, good temperaments, which I'm seeing all this in my boar that I have. He is half Berkshire, half Duroc, which is said to be one of the best pastured pig crosses you can have. Just looking at a production standpoint and meat quality standpoint. Overall, I'm not saying they're the best. It's what's going to work for you on your farm and what you and your customers prefer in the quality and the taste of the meat, which also has to do with the way you're raising them. I've also wanted to try Tameworth and Red Wattle. I just haven't. There's not a lot of that around my area. Maybe someday I'll get some to raise up and try as feeders and see how they work out. Maybe add some to my breeding program. So the next breed, of course, is going to be Duroc. Red in color. They have the lop-eared. They have a large litter size, rapid growth. They have good meat quality and foraging qualities. From what I've read on them, some say that their temperament can be great, and some people say they can be temperamental and aggressive mothers. So having the cross of them and the Berkshire tend to have they calm them down a little bit. They get the good growth rate, really nice dark red meat. I've raised a couple Duroc crosses myself. I really enjoyed the meat from them. Really good flavor to the meat. When you're buying local products, local farm-raised, pasture-raised products, something that's been out on the land and foraging for part of their diet, the quality of that the meat, the milk, the eggs, whatever you're getting is just far superior of anything you can get at the grocery store, and I highly suggest it. So moving forward, we have some Mangalitsa blood in there. We got those 2 Mangalitsa cross sows. We raised some 50-50 Mangalitsa feeders, and we also raised full blood Mangalitsa last year that came with some of our crosses. Slow growth rate. You're not getting, they're not going to finish out nearly as fast as these other breeds. Super slow growth rate. Like, I didn't realize this when I first started with them. I knew that they were a lard pig. The marbling was supposed to be really good in the meat. Well, 16-18 months is when you're going to get that pig up to weight. Even with a cross, I've got, my 2 mothers, they got Berkshire, a little bit of Hamp and Old Spot in them, and they grew a lot faster than my other crosses. Those were a pure Mangalitsa cross with Old Spot, which they grew super slow. They weren't even, in my opinion, I wouldn't raise those again. I had Mangalitsa cross with Idaho pasture pigs, super fatty, super slow growing, and the marbling wasn't there. I processed at 13 months old, and the chops were small, a lot of fat on them. They didn't have the marbling, because with the marbling, that's what takes the age to get a larger chop, and the marbling in the meat takes a lot longer. Now, if you're doing it for yourself and you're willing to let those pigs forage, like, I don't have the right woodlot here to get my pigs out on acorns and stuff. I'm hoping to maybe find some lease ground that does. Might have something in the works with that now, but right now we don't have that. So utilizing the Mangalitsa blood and making it worth my time, it's just not clicking for my farm. We're not near any major populated hubs where we can market the Mangalitsa pork properly. So we're going to switch back to some of these more heritage breeds. They are excellent mothers. I have no problem with that. They raise smaller litters, but the death rate's been non-existent. I had that one mishap with that larger sow that we were going to be processing. That was my fault. I didn't have the right setup for farrowing in the middle of winter, let alone negative 22 degree weather. So yeah, they got a longer hair and a lot bigger fat cap, so they do great in colder climates. My last litter, they were a quarter Mangalitsa, and they looked really good. They were quarter Mangalitsa. They had more Berkshire blood in them, with a little bit of Duroc and a little bit of Old Spot mixed in there, and a little bit of Hampshire. And those piglets did look really good. I think I'm going to keep their mother and try this next round of breeding. And I might raise some of those out of that litter just to see the quality of meat compared to what my other Mangalitsa crosses were. I think I'm going to hit that perfect point of having the Mangalitsa blood kept in my herd, but not so much that I'm hitting that really slow growth rate. My goal right now is 8 to 10 months is what I'm looking at, is what I really want to hit. I want to be able to raise them and process them in a timely fashion. If you guys have not seen my pig cost breakdown video, I'll leave a link in the description below of that. Go check it out, and how we had lost money this year on our slow growing pigs, and how we are thinking about changing that up to increase our profits. But anyway, moving on to our blue butt sows, sow and gilt. So blue butts are a crossbreed that's developed over time. They're either made of Hampshire and Yorkshire, or Hampshire in the Chester White. I'm not sure what genetics mine have behind them. I'm sure that they've been blue butt mostly in Hampshire crosses over generations. They have the blue markings on them, and they're docile, which I noticed with the Yorks. I do not like Yorkshire pigs myself. They are the fastest growing breed, but for temperament, they're super lean, they're fast growing. They tend to be, they're jerks. I don't like them. They're hard to deal with. They're very pushy. I just don't like them. I'm not saying that every Yorkshire is like that. I know people that like them and enjoy them, but for what I'm doing, they're made for commercial setup, confinement pens, and that's not what I'm looking for. I got these two on a good deal. I like the growth rate on them, and I wanted to produce some show pigs for the local 4-H kids and possibly do a donation. That was my sole purpose of getting these, and I crossed them to my Berkshire Durocs. I'm excited to see the piglets and the growth rate on these pigs. Might be something I play around with in the future. The muscling, they're a little bit of a leaner hog. You really got to put the corn to them to get them to fatten out and raise them a little bit longer if you want the fat cap on them. So you're going to get more of a commercial style pig with those. But I think doing a crossbreeding, I'll get the type style of pig that I want for foraging. The Berkshire and Duroc is what I'm really looking at right now. Moving on to the Old Spot. They're predominantly white with black spots with the long floppy ears. Everybody that does pigs should know a little bit about Old Spots. They're a little bit slower growing. From the genetics that I've had, I'm sure that there's a faster growth genetics out there. I just haven't encountered them in my area. There's not a lot of purebred breeders in this area. I'm not going to get into the origins of these pigs and stuff. For the simple fact we have other people doing this collaboration that they're honed in on more, less breeds, more purebred. One breed that I do not have that I want to touch base on that I plan on adding to my herd this year is Hereford blood. Now, Kyle, the Backwoods Butcher, he does Hereford. He's raised purebred Herefords the last couple of years in process, but he's also doing some Mangalitsa, Asaba type crosses, Mangalitsa crosses right now with his Herefords. So they're a red and white pig. They resemble a Hereford cow. That's where they got their name. They have a great muscling, fast growth, great nature, friendly, super good mothers. They have large litters, but what comes with that, from what I've read, they have a little bit of leaner meat. Kyle has some videos out of him processing his. You're not going to have a lot of fat with those. This is what I've read. I have not raised them myself, but I'm excited to add them in my herd. So what my goal is over the next couple of years is develop my pastured pig herd on my farm to be a mixture of all these breeds predominantly. Berkshire, Duroc, and Hereford is what I want to get to. I'd like to keep a little bit of that Mangalitsa blood and Old Spot blood in there. The Blue Butts, if I can get the show H quality pigs in with these other breeds, I'll probably shy away from them. Just for the simple fact I want more of a heritage style pigs is what Berkshire, Hereford, Duroc, and Mangalitsa are. So if I can get a really good mashup of these with a fast growth rate where I can market some of these to the local 4-H so they can be competitive, but have a great quality meat still for my customers and myself. I am big on pasture regenerative agriculture, and the quality of meat and milk and eggs that these animals are putting out is superb. Like, you cannot get a better quality product if you're dealing with a farm that really enjoys and really passionate about what they're doing like we are. My animals are very well taken care of. I care for these animals a lot, like just the actual care of them. Like, they're not just money purposes for me. I do it because I love farming and I love taking care of these animals, and I want to make enough money that I can keep doing this and provide the best quality products for our local families, friends, and the whole 9 yards. So yeah, that's my biggest goal this year, is to add a little bit different genetics, play around with it a little bit. And I want to start growing my pastured pig operation, and hopefully I can pick up some more ground to run these pigs on and maybe grow how many I'm doing. This year I'm not so sure I'm going to do that, but definitely 2025 season, after I get some stuff tweaked, I'm going to be processing a couple, one of the Mangalitsa cells and one of the blue butt, the gilt that has not bred. I'll be processing them this year, getting them out of my herd, and I'm going to keep that old spot cross feeder sow, gilt, and I'm going to breed her back to the boar this year, just so I can keep at least three sows on. But I have a line on some Hereford, pure Hereford and Hereford Berkshire cross pigs from a guy I'm doing some processing for, and I am super excited to see how these pigs turn out. He's got some really good genetics, and I'm really hoping to at least get one Hereford Berkshire cross gilt, and there's another local breeder that is doing some pure Herefords. I might pick up a new boar through, depending on if I get my facilities that I would like to set up so I can house two boars, because I really like my boar. He's got an excellent temperament. He's throwing some really good piglets for me, and he's got the right body conformation. I don't want to get rid of him just yet. So I got to figure out how to keep two boars. I might not, depending on if I get the facilities to do that or not. So as always, if you guys could like, comment, subscribe, share, and click that notification bell, and check out these other channels. We're going to have links in the description for the YouTube channels. I'm not sure how it's going to work with TikTok. I don't have a TikTok, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to link it, but I'm sure these other guys will be able to link to Tiffany's videos. So once again, Kyle, Backwoods Butcher. We got Cruz from BMILLS Farm. We got Tyler from EVERGREEN's farm, and now we got Tiffany from her farm, and she also runs a mobile slaughter, which is Backyard Butchery. If you guys could go check out all their pages, check out what they're doing, and support these guys. Like and subscribe to their channels if you're not already, and if you're coming to my channel from their channels, I really appreciate you guys, and I really hope that you see what we're doing here and can subscribe to what we're doing. They all got some great stuff going on. I can't say I can't express to you guys how really good this community that we're growing together is becoming. I really enjoy talking with these guys. Me and Kyle, it's a weekly thing now. You can catch us on the podcast, Meet the Critters, that we're streaming on both of our channels here on YouTube, and you can find us at all the other podcasts. I mean, Fountain and Apple, and I can't remember all of them we're streaming on. I got to get a list from Kyle. He does a lot of the stuff. I'm just the co-host, but I'm getting more into it, lining people up to pull on there. We really appreciate the people that are consistent and show up every week. We want to pull more of live viewers on there. If you guys are looking for something to listen to on a Saturday night and you don't have much going on, come hang out with us. It's every Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. We got guests coming on. That's another thing with these collaborations. We'll be pulling all these guys in, for guys and girls, in for interviews on the live podcasts, and we'll be doing a breakdown of each one of our videos and the breeds that we're doing, why we like them, why we don't like them, and the whole 9 yards. So yeah, that's the gist of it right now. Hope to catch you guys on the next one.